pronoun. Well, that doesn't work in web writing because, and I'm not talking about, WordPress is great, WordPress is awesome, WordPress is amazing, WordPress is fantastic, you need to have WordPress. That's just, nobody wants to read that. So, but if you change that and make it a moderate thing, so you say, WordPress is a fantastic blogging tool, it really helps people blog, WordPress is amazing. If you use one or two, scattered them without, and skip the pronouns, as monitor, maintain those as few as possible, you're adding findable words.
Isn't this called SEO writing? Or is this a part of what's considered SEO writing? And explain what that is.
Well, SEO writing is writing for search engines, and I don't believe in writing for search engines. I believe in writing for human beings.
Thank you.
Because, all the games, I'm sorry, Google has the world's leading experts that are hacking their own stuff left, right, and sideways. And they know all the search engine games that everybody is, trying to find that secret sauce. That's all bull because they already know, and they're monitoring everything you do.
I just did a show on that yesterday with Catherine Albrecht.
Yeah, they know all the tricks. They know all the stuff, and they're so far ahead of you on what you can do to abuse things now because it's full-time work for them. And they're not like you who just sit down and go, I wonder how I can get number one in the search engine. Well, I better find out. They're like, they know how. So they know the tricks, and they know how to defeat them. So screw that. Honest to God. Quit writing for search engines. It doesn't work because they're smarter than you are because they're full-time into this, overtime into this. You have to write for human beings, and when you write for human beings and you write it in a readable fashion, because I'm midway, if I'm reading a web page, I have other things going on. The phone will ring, or it's like reading a book, and I get lost. But more importantly, when I'm reading a web page, I'm looking for information. I'm looking to be immediately entertained. I'm not looking for intellectual stimulation over 3 or 4 hours. I want to get the information I want, and I want to leave. That's the reality. Otherwise we print it out and we take it into the toilet with us. Which, if it's really good, people do that.
That's a whole other type of a TMI show.
I know.
And it's going to be podcast live from the pot.
Yeah.
Anyway.
So you have to write in a way that is readable. It is fast reading. And we read through nouns faster than we read through pronouns, because when we hit a pronoun, we go, and you do, when you're reading any kind of book, you go, well, he said, she said, he said, which way, which he is he, that, he, who's talking now? Web page doesn't have time for that. So you use nouns, only pronouns once in a while, and you use words. I have seen people, I had this need that I couldn't program myself, and I couldn't get anyone to help me program, just for whatever reason. What I wanted to do was to find a random post, an article, from within my 3,000 articles, and I wanted to feature it so that it was like a blast from the past. And I wanted to feature it on the front page to go, okay, dig through everything and randomly generate anything. Because I have so much content that people forget that there's some valuable stuff that I wrote a couple years ago that's still valid today.
So are you reposting it?
So, no, I wanted to find a plugin. Couldn't figure out the code, and I talked to people. We get partway in that, so there's just no way to create the random. A year and a half later, I'm doing a search for, and I kept poking at this and couldn't figure it out. I'm doing a random search for a totally unrelated subject, and all of a sudden this archivist plugin comes up, a page. And this was before the WordPress directory where all the plugins are supposed to be, catalog all in one place. And this does what I want. But the person doesn't speak English very well, but they did one English page on it. And they called it the archivist to look at your archival posts and generate an archive post. Now I'm searching for featured post, random post. I'm using all these other words that describe what I want, and none of them have the word archivist.
Fascinating.
And so that took me a year and a half, and I found it over something completely unrelated. and was in heaven, and I blogged about it, and I wrote about it, and I used it for several years before it now won't work with a new version of WordPress. And the guy isn't updating it. He was just a student, young student who wanted to do this, and then now he's off doing surfing or whatever the heck he is in Italy. And, but that's, if you don't have the words that help you be found, nobody will find you.
Did you hear that, everybody?
It's just that simple. It's that simple. You want to be found, be findable. That's it. And blog writing, when it comes to blog writing, you need to, first of all, write from the heart. If you're not writing with passion, shut up and go somewhere else. Really. Even if it's news, I want you to be passionate about the news. I don't need your opinion on the news. I just need the news, unless your site is about your opinion. Then let me know that it's not a news site, it's an opinion site. But, you got to write with passion and sincerity. And a lot of people's, the next thing that everybody gripes on, and I only semi believe in it, is grammar and spelling. Really, grammar and spelling can kill your site in a hot minute. If you have a space before a period, or a comma, or an exclamation point, or you misspell a word, or you have double spaces in between words, people assume that you don't speak English, and they'll make judgment calls instantly. It's amazing how fast people will judge your site based on the smallest detail. Everything on your site matters, including every word, every picture, every icon, every badge, every little dingy, whatever it is, moving thing, not moving thing, everything matters.
One of the things I found fascinating and very important in your feedback to me was when you shared about the subliminal meta messages that are going on from a site, emanating from a site. And you're the first person that I've spoken with about any of this that was clued into that. It's
amazing. I ask in my keynotes and stuff, one of my favorite questions to ask is, how do can you tell when a blogger is faking it? And everyone's, oh yeah, and I say, how? We just know. We just know. So, yeah, but be specific. How do you know? And we'll get things like too many ads versus too little content, or ads within the content. Ads are a big thing. People judge ads, inconsistent ads. Diaper ad on a sex blog just doesn't quite work. Just inconsistency in that. Clutter. There's all, they'll say there's too many buttons and too many this, anything that gets in the way of the content or a comment. CAPTCHA's death. It's amazing how few people will comment. When the harder you, like Google's Blogger, their commenting system sucks. It's better now. Not too long ago they did fix it, but a lot of people didn't convert. But it sucks because you end up on a page that doesn't even have the article that you're referring to. And if you want to reference something or even remember while you're waiting for the page to load or something, you go, what was I going to say? I don't, because there's a disconnect between the comment and the content. And CAPTCHAs, people hate CAPTCHAs. They suck. And they
why are they really used? To just avoid spam? Is that what it is?
There is the mythology that a CAPTCHA will prevent bots from automatic messaging, comment spam things from leaving comments. Well, what they don't understand is that there is a huge industry in places you would not believe that pay people to spam. Human spammers. Now, human spammer can bash through any they're looking at the CAPTCHA right there. They can figure it out. And their job is to do nothing but cut and paste human spam. They're also bots within 2 weeks of any CAPTCHA being released have broken it. It's easy. They have pixels. I don't even know how it all works, but they've broken the code. So, that's something that people have to, I have to respond. Is that a Y or a 7 or a 4? Why do I have to? And then I have had something that I want to respond back to somebody, and I've worked 6 times through their CAPTCHA thing, and it still would not work, and it gives me big blank pages, and it gives me all